everybody. Happy Saturday and happy 420 all the time. And I am Spirit of 420 because everything I do is just so damn 420. That's what it's all about to me. It has been since I was 14. You know who else has felt that way? His for as long as far as I know, since he was able to understand thought, this fucking dirty bastard right here. What's up, Joe?
I'm here. I'm just doing a little something, something. I'm on
Well,
stoner time. You know me.
I'm gonna remove you, and then you give me a sign when it's time to add you.
Yeah,
You like that?
yeah.
So he's doing something. I have no idea what that crazy fool is doing, but I know whatever it is, I'm going to enjoy it. Real quick, I'll just say this: I have been, uh, I try to be a very transparent person, and I try to just as quick and simple as it is. If I have nothing nice to say, then don't say anything at all. So even though I'm trying to be all these things, if I have nothing nice to say, then I'm not going to come on and stream. And I have had, I've had a lot of those, in the simplest of term, a lot of those times lately. And I'm trying, folks. I'm trying to see a brighter day and see a brighter future and have a brighter right now. You know what I mean? So it's not always easy. And to me, maybe I don't know. Maybe some of y'all, message me and tell me. Maybe some folks would like to see my struggles, and what I mean by that is they want to hear me bitch out and hear me, go on a rant, go on a rave, or whatever. But I feel like if you're trying to be somebody who's motivational and somebody who's, you know, it's that I really try to go by the biggest of the things my father taught me, and that's practice what you preach. And actually, the biggest one he taught me is actions speak louder than words. But practice what you preach was really, um, to him, it went right along with it, and I get that. If you say something, do it because your actions will then speak even louder than the words previously did. Right. So I don't know. I would love to get the feedback. I might maybe I'll do a poll and ask people like, hey, is seeing me bitch as fun as or as interesting, or is it something you want as much as seeing me be motivational and inspirational and those type of things? And I will say this: anybody who knows the show, I will get on here at times and I will bitch, but I always find the positive side to it. So that's the thing. When I can't, and that's just the simplest right there. I should have finished the thought earlier, and I'm sorry that I did not. But the reality is, um, hey babe, how you doing? You're welcome. I um what's the oh, okay. I was gonna make a smart ass comment. Hold on a minute, I gotta see something here. All right, here we go. Un fucking matamento. And here we're gonna do.
Just how you get your head right, boy. They got this saying. It's called knock it out, right? I'm gonna show y'all the whole catch to this whole knock it out. Everybody's been waiting on it. Time to show y'all what's up.
You can hear me, right? Oh, sorry. You can hear me, right? You can hear me now.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you now.
I had it messed up where you couldn't hear me.
Oh,
I've seen that contraption before, and that shit is crazy. Did you? Is it a slight twist on it now?
yeah, I've got it where I can carve it and I never get stale smoke out of it.
Nice.
But here we go. Let's knock it out.
Knock it out, man. Knock that shit out. I'm gonna have to at this point, over the
Did
next.
I mention that this is the bottle of Keith?
No, you did not. That's all Keef. Is it all Keef or is Keef on top of the bud? Oh, it's all Keef. Holy shit. I'm just smoking a standard Jaybird right now.
Oh, oh boy, my eyes are burning.
You have to be happy after that. You have to be. There it is. Take your
Woo,
take your time. Enjoy it.
woo, woo. What up, Ray?
I think she meant hi, fam, unless she's literally only just coming on to say goodbye.
Oh no, oh no. She
Yeah, I
says, she
think
says.
I know, but it says bye, fam, and I'm pretty sure, unless she's trying to tell us that she's bisexual, which is again also that is completely fine, whichever it is. But I'm pretty
Oh
sure
boy.
that she didn't mean that she was blowing away. See,
Woo.
she's laughing
Okay.
her ass off. All right, take a breath, get yourself back.
Oh, there ain't no time to take a breath. We got to show you how this shit works. I'm
Oh,
knocking the fuck out right now. I'll let you do the talking. Uh,
oh, dude, you do the talking. You're the one that wanted to talk about him.
right now.
Well, that's use it and
Let
then
me get some.
tell
Let me
everybody
get some.
about
Let me
it.
get some knockoff.
Watch this. I'm pansexual, so I'm right there with
Oh,
you, sweetie. And then I
Oh,
said,
y'all see that?
"Hey,
Oh, y'all see that?
yes,
Gone.
gone,
Gone. Wasn't
gone."
no drink. Wasn't no nothing by me, y'all. And
He's
I
using.
just freaking sweating. I'm
Is it what?
sweating
How
from
do you
that
pronounce
mother.
her name? Tamra. Tamra. Is it Tamra? Am I getting it right? Tamra. Is that how you pronounce her name? Tamra.
It would. I'm Joanese. I don't know.
Oh, shut up! I know you know her. She's your friend.
Yeah,
Right.
she's over in the Holy Centers. Oh yeah, I just can't
Hopefully, I'm
pronounce shit right.
pronouncing your name. There we go. Thank you, because Joe was not helping me. What he's using is a product from some folks that we know called Knock Off the Cough, and it literally almost instantly stops your cough. And
Yeah.
he didn't even do a full dose, because if he had done it and the cough that he was having, he should have done 2 doses there, and then he wouldn't cough anymore probably at all. But it literally knocks off your cough, and quite frankly, if you use it regularly, Joe will tell you, it will start to what's the word I'm looking for? It will continue to open up your lungs and treat them nice, to the point where you're getting more oxygen than you were 3 or 4 weeks ago. So you will actually get deeper sleep. Am I right,
Mm-hmm.
Joe?
Yes, sir. You got to get us both back on here again. We'll share with everybody because we both kind of messed with it a little bit. Guys, I suffer from PTSD. I have a severe anxiety disorder. There is different therapeutic oils that are in these things. I have one that out of me personally, my partake on me, everyone is different. Some folks stroke to the left, some folks stroke to the right.
Some folks
I'm a
stroke
big
straight
dick
up and down, but with
motherfucker.
a curve.
Yeah,
You know
I'm
what
a
I mean?
big dick motherfucker. I'm using both hands. You know what I mean? So we got all three right here. But what I'm telling y'all is the rabbit is my go-to when I feel like I need to get myself chill and just take a moment and pause. This baby helps, man. It's not only for coughing. I've used it in other elements. You have to really focus on it though when you use this. But it can really be
They
helpful,
now
you guys, and
have
I hope y'all see about it.
they now have like 12 or more blends, maybe 13, or I can't remember exactly how many they have. They've got it. They got to update their website. I know that. But they have ones for I know they're making one for PTSD specifically, just so you know, Tamra. However, it is my understanding that all of the current blends will help with PTSD regardless. They all help. They just haven't, and that's what, it's kind of hard to explain, but in a nutshell, these do almost everything that any one single one says. They all kind of do it. And what I mean by that is there's ones made for asthma, there's ones made for um, getting better sleep, there's ones made for quitting smoking, there's ones made for what am I forgetting now? COPD. There's one made for nausea. That one's awesome. But And when I say nausea, it will literally stamp your nausea out like almost immediately. But they all do that. The only difference is if you get the one for nausea, that one is more specific to nausea, but it'll still knock your cough off. And if you use it regularly, you'll still get better sleep. You can also use it to quit smoking. I mean, it's all my favorite, and the one that they actually made me a special one. So, but I know them. So I have a goat, and goat is anti-anxiety, anti-depression. But Joe will tell you that rabbit, he will sit there. He's been using it for a while. He'll sit there and use it to make his mood better and to get through the day when work people are fucking with him.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And the other thing you were talking about the nausea, you forgot about this because it has been so much that went on. I had to get one of those. Remember my wife and how she was fainting? I had told you about it. You said, Joe, I got this one that helped me with some nausea. Why don't you
Yep.
give it to your lady and let her try it? I'm telling you
Yep.
guys,
And
my wife
the one
used
that
it.
she
It's been
got, it's not
fantastic.
even the one that she got is not even the one that's made specifically for nausea. But I told you it would, you know, I think at the time I gave you that because they didn't have one made for nausea. We just knew that I think it's dragon and camel both. It's a dragon, right? Isn't that what your wife had?
Yes.
Gave her?
Yes,
Red.
dragon is right
Yep.
here. Yep.
Yep. So dragon and camel will definitely knock off the nausea. But then again,
It does. It does.
so will rabbit and so will horse. I think dragon and camel and the one that they made for it, which is pig. Pig does it the quickest, but dragon and camel are right there. I'm telling you, like they're pretty quick.
Now, before we get into our topic, I'm going to freshen your mind because a lot has happened since then. I wrote it down. I re-looked at it. There was tonight we were going to speak on a little bit about that whole thing about people having different opinions and standing still side by side with each other. Not saying, oh, you don't look at things like me. Well, I don't associate with you. You don't see things like me. I don't want nothing to do with you. All right. Real quick before we jump on that, everyone. I know hopefully he may be here. He may not. I know he'll watch.
Either way,
I'd like to give another shout out.
Of where he is.
Yeah, we've got my dear friend Dirty. Some of you guys have heard about it. If y'all follow me on Instagram and stuff, you know I've been doing a lot of this. We got the challenge coins. It's popping off right now.
I'm gonna be right back.
If y'all want to go,
coins. I'm gonna go grab my coins.
Yep. If y'all want to, this fella right here, this is Dirty Medic. He is on Twitch live 24/7 with a bonsai therapeutic grow that is amazing. He does a lot of hands-on with it, creates the background. Very cool stuff that he's got going on. He's the one that was really the soul of all this to put it behind with these coins, and I still do as much as I can for this guy because he's a hell of a dude. But if y'all would get on my Instagram, check it out. It kind of explains a little bit more on how to get involved, what kind of things correlate with it. And yeah, you could probably find out some good little tips on some things maybe too if y'all are interested. So.
Mine stays down there. And what I mean by mine is the one that my number, the one that he gave to me to keep and not give away.
Yeah.
But yes, this year is going to be the year that all 7 of these are going to be handed out to the people that I find have been either inspirational to me, inspired by me, or simply shown a ton of grit and honor, or whatever word you want to put in there, that would be deserving of an honorable coin like this.
Yep, something that signifies this is me and this is what I'm proud of, guys. Like it's something that
right.
Is
like I mean, we're
dying in
literally
this
talking
culture.
about the subject that we literally just started talking about.
Yeah.
One of the things that I can't stand, and I'm dealing with it. So I'm gonna try to I'm not gonna try to bitch, but I have a lot of issue with social media now and how much it has become, to me, identical to 2 things that I've experienced in my life: high school and AA. And what I mean by that
check
is
back room. Check back room real quick too, by the way. Grizzy's supposed to be coming in possibly. I don't know if he's there yet.
It'll show up when he does. It'll show up.
Okay. Sorry.
No, you're
fine.
But
I got high and forgot.
No, you're good. You're good. So again, the other 2 places I've ever experienced what's going on, and I'll get to it very specifically, but is high school and AA, and not just AA, but NACA, any of the anonymous groups, quite frankly, specifically anonymous groups that have a what's called a like their own house where they have 5-6 meetings a day every single day, the group. So this is what happens. But hold on a minute, everybody, please say hello to Grizz. How you doing, buddy?
Chief.
Good. How's it going?
Master Funk. I like that. Nice little name. So what my issue is, and part of why Dirty and I do that, like why Dirtt, Joe and I do this, why Grizz comes on, why anybody does it that's in, if you will, my circle of friends, and anybody's in there that wants to be, by the way. So I don't have judgment. That's the whole thing. We don't judge. We don't I don't know I don't even give a fuck. I have never even asked what either one of these claim politically or who they vote for. I have never asked what their religion is. I have never asked if they prefer to suck or fuck pussies or suck. Like, none of that matters. What matters is they have some of the same issues I have. PTSD, dealing with the world on a general basis, growing and maintaining marijuana, learning how to do that from a point of once not knowing it at all. That's what matters.
Being able to stand in a room, y'all, not have to have a crowd.
We lost Master Funk for a minute.
Oh, shit. He probably cut his cam off for a second.
Oh, okay.
But this is the true definition of this, everyone, that I feel, is when we can't stand side by side with someone because they want to go left while you go right, and we no longer want to help anymore to build that road to go even forward. That's where we're struggling, is that we want to be like, oh, your views are different. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to listen to it. I don't even want to pay attention to it. No. Acknowledge it. I don't like it. I don't want to listen to it. That's all you got to do. You don't have to sit there and freaking make all this conflicts.
When you're a friend of mine, right? If I say something that either A, offends you, or B, you adamantly disagree with to the point where you feel like you need to say something, two things will happen. One, I will absolutely listen to it. And two, I will now know this is not a subject that I need to go into. I'm not going to shut you up because that's not fair. If I've said something, you have the right to at least say it back, tell me what you're dealing with, and explain to me, that you don't really enjoy it. But other than that, here's the real thing that I look at. And I just said this to somebody I just met. Let's say that I am a diehard, I'm not going to go with politics because that when everybody just jumps on that shit.
Diehard goat roaster.
Say it again.
You're a diehard goat roaster.
There you go, diehard goat roaster. But no, seriously, let's say I'm a diehard Christian, right? Or better yet, a Roman Catholic. Okay, and I meet somebody who's a diehard Jew. Well, many times, even today, folks, and these two will attest to it. If they both know that in the beginning, that may be the very thing that does not allow them to get to know one another. But if you remove that one factor, these two gentlemen, especially if they're from the same region, went to the same schools, grew up with the same people, these two gentlemen, right, or same type of people, if you will, probably have 95% in common. But we allow that 1 to 5% shit to separate us.
That's one of the things I talk about all the time is how we other people. They're the others, because they're different than us.
The only thing that's other is that you're not me, but I love you because you're another human. That's all that matters to me.
And the thing is, there used to be a day and age where we used to be able to sit down, have a discussion, maybe even get a little heated about it.
Right.
But still walk away friends, understanding a little bit more about the other side.
In fact, if you out debated me back in those days, I'd fucking buy you a beer or fucking smoke a joint and be like, dude, I'm sorry, I cannot say anything. I'm not changing my mind, motherfucker, but I can't say anything that was that good. Here, let's fucking have a drink.
Right.
And for me, that meant let's smoke a fucking joint. It's the joint's on me.
That's the
Here's
beauty. That's
another
the
great
beauty thing.
example.
That's the beauty thing about a lot of the things that we do on our discords and stuff like that is because we can get in there and we have these discussions. We talk about this stuff and everything
Right.
like that. And
It's not that it's completely off limits. It's that, don't hate me because I vote one way or fuck one way or believe in God one way or the other or not.
Right.
Like those are my private things, but that's just 3 pieces of me. And guess what? There's a lot more to me than those
Absolutely. Things. Absolutely. If the world would start treating everybody like everyone else is a human being, it'd be an awesome place.
Joe, what's another example, sir? Didn't mean to cut you off, buddy.
Like my example that I go with this, everyone, was I speak of my wife, and I hope she's gonna come in here and be all stick her. Yeah, she's gonna be like, "Ee, look at me, I'm all fancy."
Tell her that we just gave her love. We just sent love to her. So.
Oh yeah, she's peeking around the corner. I met my lady though, guys, right when I first moved and transitioned from all my days back home, and I meet this gal, and I'm working on the road, and I've got an individual I work with that's from Chicago. Got the 3-point star in between the finger. I mean, fucking spent about 8 years and some hard time. And I introduced him, like, yeah, man, this is that girl you've been seeing me on the phone with when we're on the road. You see me all getting all giggity about. We get back out in the car. He's like, bro, man, let me tell you something. This is a straight up thug motherfucker. I mean, he ripped the soul out of you for fucking $10 if he had to. I mean, he's different now and everything, but he had time away from human society, everything taken from him. He didn't get a choice. He didn't get to say any discussions. It was this way or no way. That's all. And
2 sides.
This guy,
and if not more, depending if you got 3 people, then you got fucking 3 sides.
And he straight up said, brother, man, you got something in front of you right now to ask yourself. You can have a nice little fun time, or you can have a woman. Which one you gonna do? And I never ever took the time until I was here on my own doing things differently.
How old were you when that guy said that? How old were you?
I was 25, y'all.
Yep.
25.
Look at that.
It took me till then to become a man. Took me then to become a man. And when I realized what he spoke of, I was like, man, this changes the game. Like, I'm really doing this. Dude, and it's where people's like, you will be surprised where hands of help and advice will come from if you open that door, y'all. You really will.
You got it quicker than me, Joe. I got to share this because I was 26 when I met SOS, who ended up being, but at the time she was an angel and she was the one that gave me my first 2 children. Right. But at the time I met her at 26 and we didn't like each other. Right. And part of it was I wasn't attracted to her and then we just didn't click. Now, long story, completely, really short. She became really close friend with my mom. She was over there every day. So then she became close friends with me. Then she was coming over at lunch to smoke joints with me, but just as friends. And after 11 months, we fell in love. Had nothing to do with what our looks were or our bodies or any of that. It had to do that we clicked on such a fucking ridiculous level. We were now truly in love. And that's when I first, and that happened like right before I was 27. I was like 26 and a half when I fell in love. And I really, because I didn't love her for looks. I didn't love her for money. I didn't love her for anything other than the fact that to me, she was my best friend and the coolest fucking person on the planet other than myself.
Yeah. Now, this is another factor for you guys. This is off topic. This is nothing with our branch here. This is something I'm doing on my own source.
I want to talk about what's on there, just so you know. We're going to come back, but I do want to talk about what's on there. Listening is both sides. But go, please.
Oh,
literally.
Yeah.
That's literally.
This correlates with this coin, too. I had a mission of my own quite a long time ago. No,
dude, I just watched that. I just watched that again the other night.
It's on Netflix right now, dude. And
yeah, the wife and I just watched it. Yep.
Well, I set a mission for myself and a goal to uptake what my father, my dad, I don't like saying
Right.
father because he's my dad. He was my father before,
Yes.
but my dad had a thing that he did where he wanted to listen and he wanted to show people that hearing it from the horse's mouth is not going to change if you're up here in a mansion or if you're down here living in the trenches of frickin' California, with the
Right.
homeless. Like my dad, you guys have heard me share of him and what he did. He lived his second go at life. And his
Which,
mission
by the
was
way,
to go
not
out and
everybody
meet
gets a
people.
second chance like your dad, like
Yeah.
myself, like you. That's why
Hmm.
people who do get the second chance, and Grizz, sorry, I don't mean to leave you out because you're second chancing it too, baby. Like when you come from where we were and you are where you are now, you have got to, you realize the only thing that you can do, the only thing that you have to do is help other people get there too.
Hmm. Well, this mission I had was to reach out to people I see that came from that on their own. I got presented this coin because this individual Dirty seen in me something that isn't taught in the military. It is not. This is something you gain as an individual with yourself.
It's taught as
And
a human.
I keep that light switch on. If I want to turn the light switch off, ain't nobody reaching over there and doing it but me. Or that, that's how it works. That's the real life of life, guys. That's not being selfish. That's cold heart truth. And I've persevered and got to where I am because of that self that the self drive and then meeting people and allowing others to grow with me and help me get there is why there's so much food at my table. I'm telling you guys, when they speak of the final supper, if they speak like I don't follow the word of God word for word. I'm not that. I am. Don't think of me as some religious freak, but I take it as a
You're a
guideline. I look at
spiritual
the
man based on all the religion
yes,
you've learned
very
over the
much.
years.
And I will tell y'all this. When I hear that story of how they say Jesus Christ sat there at the Last Supper and just split bread and everyone had bread and shit, the way I look at it is, look who was around him. Yes, he had people that frickin' they say deceived him and shit. Every single person there made him who he was. Supposedly these stories getting out. I want people at my table like that that's going to share the stories like I share from my experiences. There'll be plenty of food at that table for everybody there to eat if that goes on.
You know,
And
if it had been me 10 years ago, you wouldn't have enough food, but now you'll be good.
yeah, yeah. But I went to a concert, guys, and it was a somewhat sober tour. Y'all can kind of see it up above me. There's this guy Doobie there, and I watched him over 6 years or so come from, I mean, where I came from. Fucking the white girl was hitting hard and partying, fuck boy, blah blah blah. Just ride or die type of shit. And I'm telling you guys, when you get that manhoodness, whatever, or womanhoodness, whichever way you look at it, it changes you. And
How
you
about
have a time to
adulthood? How about adulthood?
adulthood. Yeah. Like you have a time to decide where you're going to go. Are you going to walk down that rocky fucking pitted road? Or is your baby going to fucking seem like glass, even though it's, you know what I mean? You
You
make
know,
the
when you're
road
at
what
that
it
point,
is.
to me, when you're at that point, if you've actually gotten to that point, and what I mean by this is I have found that there's still some people that, how do you say, no matter how many kids they've never actually gotten there. They still haven't grown up. It happens. To me, the only way you do fully grow up and get that adulthood, I believe, is by procreating, where you have to take care of another child and or you have to
Human
take care of another
being.
human from beginning to end, and they know nothing. That is, I believe, I've said it 100 times, but that's going full circle. Grandkids is going twice full circle. Not everybody gets there. And the sad thing is, if you have gotten there, it is my belief that you have no choice, right? The people that go the other way, they are still so lost, because even though I was fucked up, dude, and I had just coming, like when I found out I was going to be a father, I was only 2 years away from being a drug dealer. I still wanted to be a drug dealer. Like, I knew how much money. I was still much about the lifestyle, right? Even though the woman that I had kids with, we were very much hippies, and I'll go into that one day more, but I'm not trying to go into a long discussion. But the reality is, I still, once I held my children, I knew I had no choice. But if you have that moment when you hold your child, right? And what I mean by that moment is you know that this child is 100% dependent on you. It's everything. You are everything. You are literally like God, not in an egotistical way either, in a very symbolic and realistic way to your children until you're knocked off that pedestal. They look at you godlike, right? If you decide to go the other way, then I think you're a real piece of fucking shit. And I've met a few. No offense.
Yeah, that exists.
Because
The
if
portions
you're
of that
faced with
though.
that and you go the other way, I feel like you're literally and I'm sorry if you did it and you've changed now, then you're not a piece of shit, you know. But you were for a moment, you know. I've been a piece of shit, so I'm not saying like I'm not. I am not. What's the word? Free by any means of being a real jerk, you know.
Mhm.
I can
Now
tell you some
this
stories.
is this is because I do know a couple of the Holy Center families here and stuff. Because honestly, y'all, I know y'all hear me talk about this group. I share them in the Discord over at Life's a Garden Dig It. Everyone come say hey. It's coming
Hi.
together. We getting there. But anyways, this coin, guys, I presented to this individual because I watched him grow out of his own drive and passion to what he wanted. He's seen what he wanted to do, but to get there, you gotta dig deep. You gotta be in those depths to do that. For us to be able to get that second chance, you gotta walk through hell like you own it, guys. I just found that slogan just the other day, and I'm telling y'all, walk
Walk
through
through hell
hell like
like
you
you own it.
fucking own it.
That's a good one.
Straight up. And when I seen this gentleman, y'all, and how his music has grown and where he's going with he went platinum and everything as an independent artist on his own. That's so awesome. I
Yes, it
gave him
is.
this coin. He's like, dude, he's like, what is this for? I'm like, bro, I seen your music video back in like 2016, and you look like me some days whenever I don't sleep for like 4 or 5 days in that video. And I've watched you transition and what you sing about, where your
You
words are
watch them
going.
grow up.
Yeah, man, like it's so profound. And you've got this stage doing what I got handed this for. It's completely opposite. It's not a mirror of me. It's completely opposite, but I feel it. I know it's there. And I gave it to him. But I gave him two of them. Now, I got confirmation that he's
Well, I
aware of it.
imagine.
He
Wait, you
knows
gave him
everything that goes
one.
with it.
You gave him one for him and one to pay for it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And he's got two of them. I don't know what he plans on doing with the other one, y'all. But I expressed to him, look, man, this is for you. Whatever you do with it, it's in your hands. But
You
this
know,
is why I handed you yours.
I want to
And
add
that's what this
something.
is, a brotherhood.
I want to add something. To me, anybody that receives a coin should understand, in the simplest of terms, you are considered equal to both the coin bearer, the coin, the original coin bearer, and what I mean by that is somebody gave us the coin, right, to give to somebody else. So you are equal to anybody who has received a coin or who will receive a coin. And what I mean by equal, what I mean, not only equal, but let me be more specific. You taught me as much as I may have taught you. I learned as much from you
There
as
it
you may have
is.
learned from me. It is a give and take. And what's funny is to come back full circle to her comment. Yes, it does. It not only does it require listening on both parties, but it requires understanding on both parties and having an open mind to go, wow, maybe I can learn something new from this person. Doesn't matter if they're 20 years older, doesn't matter if they're 20 years younger, doesn't matter what religion they are, it doesn't matter who they got done sleeping with just 10 minutes ago. All that matters is, can I learn something from them, and am I able to teach something to them? It's all about connections. That's my point. I don't know about if y'all believe, but to me, it's all about the connections that we make. When we're
I
done,
don't know about y'all, but my
go ahead.
house isn't foggy no more. It needs to get fogged up a little more.
Do it. You know, when we leave, nobody. It doesn't matter how much money or power we had when we leave. We don't have any of that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's we leave the same way we came in, without a fucking thing. Grizz,
Yep.
smile over there. I hope that's going to make you smile.
All right, all right.
Is that a
The
gravity
session,
bong
boys.
type thing?
Yeah. See, I have the Shroominator. He's got the guy that metal guy or whatever. What's his
Oh,
name? That's who he's got.
did you make your own original gravity bong?
No, this was
That's a bought one. That's a manufactured one.
yeah, this was my 5-year anniversary present from my wife.
Dude, I want to hold on a minute. I'm gonna go on you solo. And can you let me put my glasses on, homie? I even brought them up for this type of fuck. Can you hold it up a little bit to the screen?
Yep, here, hold on.
Who makes it?
It's by Grav Labs.
So that's all glass.
Yep.
Oh, dude. Oh, is that a squeegee?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I'm trying to think what we should call it. You name mine the Shroominator. I got to come up with one for yours.
May I say that is that's literally somebody finally took the time to just simply well construct what we used to make in our fucking garages for years.
Oh yeah.
Let's call it Willie Nelson because it looks like an old freaking flask for like moonshine almost when it's sitting there with the smoke in it. It's like something you'd see Willie fucking take a little. Let's call it Willie.
That's not a bad idea. I'll say this though. What's funny is I do like the new style ones that they have that you flip. But dude, here's the difference. And this is why I still like yours. I would want both. One of them is made to rip you because you just keep flipping until it ends. The other one, you can take a hit, sit it aside and be like, okay, I'm good for 15 minutes or a half hour or whatever, you know?
Yep, absolutely.
I will show off my baby real quick because lots of people love this thing.
I love y'all.
This is the piece that I got a while back. I was very proud of this one. This is a design piece.
I'm going to interrupt one more time. I'm going to say it one more time. I love you guys. You better fucking say it back or I'm kicking you.
Love you, brother. Love you too. I thought you were talking to the freaking audience. Sorry, my brother. We love you. Oh well, we you're a whore to us. You give us love all the time.
and yes, I do too. Keep going though, Joe. Do what you're doing. And I agree.
So this is by Luca. Let's see if I can get in the camera.
No, I just made it. Look at there, dude. I gave you the whole camera.
There we go. There we go. Now I got the label of it. Luca Glass. They've been on my Instagram as well. They got really nice glass and everything. If any of y'all are looking for something custom,
is that a water piece or is that total dry?
This is a bell.
Okay.
It's a bell.
Okay, now I see. Okay, my bad. So it's a bong, essentially.
Yes.
Or maybe
yes.
Does it smoke more like a hookah or does it smoke like a bong?
I say more like it's smooth like my hookah is. It definitely hits like my hookah. They got some great stuff, you guys. You name it. Anything that's out on the market, they make a version of it themselves, so you'll love it.
Write them in private chat real quick, Joe, and I'll put them up for everybody to see.
Oh,
you got a link.
That's the thing. I have it on Instagram. It takes them usually about a day before they respond to me. I think they're in Australia.
Do they have a website?
Yes, it's Luca Glass, but the Instagram is a different. I don't know. It's still. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out that stuff. I'm living under a rock still, everyone.
No, dude, I don't do. What'd you just hear me say about social media? I barely do. What's funny is I do the bare minimum, which is why I don't have a whole lot of fucking, huge number of followers and huge number of subscribers, and which my son throws in my face all the time, by the way.
But this is what. Oh yeah. Oh well, I want to say real quick, everyone. This is what we're talking about. Let's share this moment because this right here actually is a moment that we're all doing something the exact same. Smoking the weed. So hit that shit, everybody.
I love that piece already. I love the fact that the mouthpiece, Grizz, is a mushroom.
Heck yeah. Yep.
That's the beautiful part. It's the mushroom.
Yeah, it's a straight up shroom, dude. I fucking love it. Yep. That's badass, man.
The other thing, everybody, is when you get a glass piece from them that is designed, they will never be the same. It's like a fingerprint. I've got another individual in my Discord that he really enjoyed how this piece looked, so he got one himself, and it is Looks the same. Everything is different color, different coordinated. Doesn't look like mine, but it's the same, design.
No, I get it. That's all that
Yep.
matters.
Yep.
Here, I'm
Like
gonna
I've got
do this.
another one
Hold on.
here. Got the other one. That's Davy Jones. That's my octopus from them. I got too many to show off. We'd be here all
There we
night if I
go.
showed them off.
I'm gonna open it up to make it easier for us, so we don't have to stand in this little tiny narrow. Hey man, don't wait. I figure
I
people
didn't
don't have
throw
to get
this in
like
there.
they got us. You know what I'm saying? If I need to focus on somebody, I can still do that. Bring you right up. Pow. You know what I'm saying?
There you
Did
go.
I mention this, everyone? I suffer from Dirty
Look at here.
Manic, my brother.
Look at who's there. Dirty. We
Hey,
were just talking about your dirty ass, man, and your dirty
we were.
coins, and just how badass you fucking are, brother. Good to see you in here, man. Thank you so much for showing up, brother.
This would have been the topping on the cake, bro, if I would have mentioned that I had that hernia surgery that's been just a couple months now. It's been about 3-4 months since I healed from it. Guys, if y'all didn't notice when I coughed and I was using this KO, I wasn't down here trying to hold my damn side in like it was about to explode.
I'm gonna
It
put their
brings
link
me
in real
relief,
quick.
man. It's
I'm gonna
very
put their
needed.
link in.
Oh, you get it? Did I? I haven't. I
No,
don't think I've linked it to you
I'm
yet.
gonna put theirs in, but once what I would like you to do is send me the link. If you have a link to the Vaughn company, send that to me and I'll
I
put
can
it
do
in
that.
here too.
Yeah, Dirty here could talk about it too. He thought it was beautiful, but Dirty wants to get a custom piece himself. Like guys, when I got this piece, that's what I was talking on. It made me feel proud. Like I ended up getting a cabinet set up and everything, and it made it where, yeah, this is an expensive piece. Like, why would you want to put money in that? But it's something I can be like, I did that. You know what I mean? That's mine and I enjoy it. Like it's my thing. It does. I don't need anyone else to look at it and be happy for it. It's for me, and everyone here should have that themselves. Like you
That's
don't
the
need to
truth for
please the ones
anything,
around
though.
you.
I just want to add that's the truth for anything, whether it's my fucking coffee mug that I bought for myself or the way I set up my fucking phone. Like, dude, be proud of your individuality. Be proud of the fact that you're not just like everybody else. Like, there's an honor to me that stands, and I've always been that way, which is why, fuck, from day one, I loved Rudolph, dude, because it's all about misfits and not fitting in. I lived to not like if something was popular, I was so extreme about it that I was taking it too extreme, by the way. But I was so extreme that if it was popular, I didn't like it. Period. I don't give a fuck how good it was. Like, I'm
Sense it
gonna
on
go
your
find
wizard.
something else because I don't want to be like everybody else.
Just
What's
sense it
up,
to your
Reese?
wizard, sir.
Blazing it.
Reese, get her done, my man. I better pack another one. He blazing, I ain't blazing. That ain't
Just
right.
so you know, that's an individual that I will be meeting here soon because we live within about 90 minutes of one another, so it's going to be
See,
nice.
that's what it's about. Grizz here has met a couple times with an individual and stuff, and it's harmony, man. It's so
Dude,
great when you
what
get to do
what did
that.
I just say 10 minutes ago, right? And I'm not trying to sound rude when I say that, but just 10 minutes ago, to me, what it's all about is the connections. When you die,
Absolutely.
it's what's gonna matter is how many people did you fucking affect? What did you leave behind? What is your legacy? That guy was money grubbing. No, that guy was loving, caring. He fucking helped me, man. He was there and I helped him. You know what I'm saying? I want somebody to literally say almost those identical words. Not only did he help me, but I helped him and we helped each other when we needed it. And he was an awesome
Did you
guy.
get that? Did you get that over the dirty or no? You won't want me to do it right now.
Say it again, sir.
Link.
Oh,
You want me
no,
to get a link over to dirty?
I want the link. Oh, is Dirty coming in?
No, no. I was going to say if you've got his email, send him an email real quick. He'll hop in possibly if he's free right now.
Well,
I don't know if he's got
I'm going to
Munchkin on his
ask him
hands.
before we just assume. Dirty, if I send you over a link, would you like to join us for a minute, sir? And we'll give him a second.
I want to talk to him about the quality of these coins too, because I use this fucker all the time.
Would you give me a link? Just write it in the chat for the Bong Company.
Okay, I sent it to your cell phone. I thought, I'll try and type it in.
I didn't know. Hold on. Never mind. If you sent it there, then give me which cell phone? I
Business.
know it's
I
stupid.
believe business.
All right.
I
Hold
believe
on.
business.
I got it. I got it.
We're in
Yep,
here,
there
so
it
it
is.
should have been business. I sent it to. I tried to
Yep.
keep us separate with there.
So it's Luca. Just like
Yes.
Luca, but with an L.
Yeah.
That's
Double O with an L.
Oh, what did he say? There's an answer.
He's a traveling.
He
No.
can't join.
Yep. No sweat, brother. You be safe. I know he's rocking in
Well,
that Jeep. He's probably sitting there with his arm in the side.
We're gonna hold it against you, man. That's all there is to it. We're holding it against you.
Well, since
That's
he can hear
obviously a
us,
joke.
Dirty, I want to tell you real quick, brother, man. I know you can't see, but everyone else that is here, you can see, and a lot of y'all know, I carry this thing and I present it all the time and speak on it, what it's about. There's a slight, you can see just a little bit of wear to this baby. I use this thing to tap out my bowl. I flick it. I'm holding it all the time. I have a manic uh, sessions that I go through frantically. I'm telling you guys, this is good stuff. Like you're not
Oh,
just
shit. Do
getting
you see that
something
though? Look at that real quick. Read that. Just real quick, just because that's
oh shit, yeah, because of those waves.
yeah.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. That's why I told him safe travels. He's in that Jeep rocking right now, probably. That Jeep's a beast, man. But you guys, this
There's
coin
Luca.
isn't just something nice. This isn't just a coin that has a value behind it. It's also something that I'm telling you guys, it's going to be there, and when you look back at it, you're not going to be shameful what you
If
have.
you get
It's
one,
great.
then you feel as good as when you give one.
Yes, I really did. When I wanted to so bad. I think I handed out 4 or 6 of these things. I'm not sure, but it felt so great. Like I had another individual that she's not here, but I handed it to her. She's wonderful. She's very passionate of hearing people's stories. She does phenomenal freaking oils and such. I've been talking with her about some things. Uh, she got one from me and she was so proud when she got it because you guys have seen I wear it in my belt buckle and I go in there. I was like, one day I'm gonna have one for you, dear. And then finally I got a couple extra ones and I took her one and she was just like, oh, this is so cool. I never got something like this. And it was just that whatever she got it for, whatever she felt like she got it for, that I gave it to her, that I felt like it was said right then. And that was it.
Let me say this. When it comes to these coins, because uh I was gifted one and then gifted additional 7 to give away, right? And I have been holding on to them for 2 reasons. One, dealing with what I was dealing with, and I'm not trying to rehash it, but going through the grief and all that, it wasn't time, because if I'm not being motivational to myself, I'm not being motivational to others, and it's not the right time for me, in my opinion, to give out one of these type of coins, right? Because I feel like it's somebody that I have either gotten something from, right, that really pulled me through, which there's a couple times I get that's there, but I have to be in an equally as good a place, I feel like, to give it away, because the energy for me, and I do, everybody that knows me knows I'm all about the energy. If my energy shit and I give a coin away, that's not good energy exchange.
It's on there.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's just in the
Yep.
simplest of terms, right?
And see,
So,
this is this
I'm
whole thing
finally-
where you talk about differences. You know, people
Right.
have different reasons here.
Right. I'm finally to the point where I'm feeling like I'm ready to give some away. But here's what I know. I'm probably going to give most of them away, and there's maybe one person that will, in my opinion, that I will give the honor of giving them to. And what I mean by that is one for them and one for them to pass on, because
Right.
it's, to me, you don't meet somebody like that every day. That's why I think it was so awesome that Dirty picked a specific few of us, and what I mean by few is, I can't remember what the total number was, but you're not talking about hundreds of guys, right? He picked certain guys that had shown him something that we look for too. That's all I can say. Like, what he saw in us is the same thing we look for in people. And just so you know, one of the things I hear most, dude, and I don't know if you guys are there or not, but my family will attest to this. I hear this more than anybody that posted about me. He saw something in me when I didn't see anything at all. Talking about me that I saw, because everybody is somebody. So when I meet somebody who doesn't feel like shit and all that, I want to help them. You know what I mean? And Dirty is the same way. When you're doing that, though, it's very rare that you necessarily find somebody that is doing the same thing for you. And I get other things from those people. It is a give and take, but I'm not getting the same kind of inspiration that I'm giving them. I'm getting learning how to be a better person, more patient, all kinds of other things. You know what I mean?
Well, one of the traditional, and I actually think it goes all the way back to Socrates, but one of the traditional thoughts on um, one of the things that it meant to actually be a man in society was that a man would have three types of relationships, um,
There it is.
which would be they would have a mentor, somebody who's lifting them up. They would have a kinsman, somebody who's at the same level as them,
Yup.
and then they would have a mentee, someone they're lifting up.
That they
You
are the
know, and
mentor too, period.
exactly.
Yep.
You know, and that was one of the things, like I said, going all the way back to Socrates, that was very important in the life of any man, no matter what your strata of society was or anything like that.
See, and I want to say something because I know that you guys have to know AA and you know the basics of it, correct? And I know
Hmm.
Dirty's got a message for us. Wait, hey, you know what? One day we're gonna have to find a way to give you a coin, brother, because you fucking deserve it as much as any of us, if not more
I
than
got
any
his
one of
goddamn
us.
lightsaber still here, guys. The one that I told y'all about we were going to give him. That fucker's sitting over there in the box, taped up and everything. I just got to walk my happy ass over there. I'm just stoner.
And now I just totally lost my train of thought. It was good shit too, man. But it was more important to
I
give
know. I have that
kudos.
effect.
No, it was more. I lost it
Oh,
because I gave kudos to Dirty, but
yes, it
that
wasn't
was more
me.
important.
Yeah,
No, it
I
wasn't
didn't
you.
do
It
it.
wasn't
No,
you. I'll probably remember it tomorrow and be like, that was what I was. That's what I was.
What I can tell you guys is with the dirty thing, how we were speaking on something I can share with everybody. And I know I'm not a vet, okay, everyone. Any vet I've ever met,
Nor am
the
I.
one thing that stands very profound with me,
I'm a
and
veteran
this is from
human.
everyone's
I'm
different.
a veteran human, just so you know. As a human,
Yes.
I'm 52 years come May. I feel like that's pretty much veteranhood.
That's qualified. Yeah. I guess what I want to say to you guys is, um, I always thank an individual that no matter if it's a year or if it's 30 years, I say thank you for your sacrifice. You are legitimately
Yes.
becoming a slave to work for the people, this government, whatever it may be at that time. If it's politics, whatever you're fighting a war for, you give that up. I thank you for your
Not only that, but they
sacrifice, and I
usually don't
mean that.
necessarily agree with everything that they're fighting for, but it's their fucking
Exactly.
job.
Yep.
And that's all that
And
matters to a military soldier, to a warrior. What is my job? I will do my job. And I'm not saying that that's right or wrong. I'm saying that's what you're taught. And that's why, like, you can't get any more of a service style situation. You are serving, for lack
others,
of a better word, your
whatever other
master.
cause,
You're
others
serving, you're
cause,
serving your
whatever. It's for
master.
selfishness.
You're
Yes.
serving your master.
And
Rules might come from way up here, but the guy you're serving is the one above you that gave you the fucking rules, gave you the law, and you went out and obeyed it. Period.
hmm and with this being said, y'all, this man, Dirty, guys, I know he's got like 20 something years. I'm not even sure the rack number he's got, but he's got his time in there. And he's more than deserving to have this said. That whenever he profoundly said to me, Joe, I want to give you this coin. This is why I'm giving it to you, and I don't give a damn what other things fall with whatever you're doing with it. This is for you, man. And I want y'all to understand something. I went through the loss of a mother-in-law. I went through the loss of a 16-year-old dog. That's helped me through a lot of stuff way before then. Almost lost my home. Went through a critical moment with even almost 16-year relationship with my wife from not being here with her. Like this coin, guys, he's seen that drive in me that I don't give up. I'm not even making this up, y'all. I swear, and I know this now when I look back at it, that made it 10 times easier for me because someone noticed it in me. Because I had that element in me and it was said to me. I didn't need the coin. Honestly, it was just that was said to me. It made
Right.
me so much easier to get through it.
I'm asking Dirty since he's still here because my memory, I cannot necessarily trust it, especially what I've gone through the last 2 years. That said, I am pretty sure that he had decided to give me the coin before I lost Skylar. Now, Dirty, if you can verify that, because I truly can't remember, but I'm pretty sure that the coin, because these are not like 6 months ago. And the only reason I didn't have one in my hand sooner is the first batch that he sent out to me, as y'all will remember, never got to me. I didn't. I ended up
same thing
like
happened
I
to
still
mine.
they're still lost. Somebody fucking stole, which is such horrible karma for that fucking dickhead. Whatever U.S. Postal Service guy did it or mailbox fucking thief. But and I don't think it's a mailbox thief because I have mine's a locked mailbox that the postman has to unlock the back of. You know what I mean? See, it was prior. And but I didn't get the coins until after. But again, that's what I just explained and why. And my whole point is this. I cannot explain to you how much the sentiment meant to me, which some people may say is small and insignificant, but that how much that meant to me at a time when I just suffered ridiculous grief. To me, it's I believe it. I believe it to be the worst grief. I
There's a
truly believe
spiritual connection for you, and Spirit's going to love this. And everyone here can vouch for me. If any of us, like I know there's four of us right now, Dirty, Grizz, Spirit, anybody I can think of honestly that we have crossed paths with. Tell me any of y'all that had a glass road that you walked on the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Have any of y'all walked on a glass road? Does that not speak volumes? That alone right there shows we're brothers. We all fucking struggle every goddamn day. There ain't a single person in this life that's got it made. If you
Even the
do, you
ones
ain't
like
living here.
people think that just
Well,
because someone has $1 billion that they have no struggles. Let me tell you something, man. I actually feel quite relieved that I don't have that kind of money and power because that in itself brings about a huge amount of struggle within that only they can
Couldn't
fucking
imagine.
understand.
Yeah.
yeah,
Poor.
and you
I'm
have to
always trying to
remember.
bug the motherfuckers.
Well, you have to remember that adversity is relative.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So if you have had what some people would term a sheltered life, let's say,
Right. That might be a
then
struggle as might be a fucking hell of a struggle to somebody else.
yeah, my wife has a very good friend of hers who she has never known and does not understand the concept of having to live paycheck to paycheck.
Right. Yep.
She doesn't get it,
But
you
she
know.
has other fucking problems
Exactly.
nonetheless.
Exactly. And so, and they're relative. Well,
Yeah.
their struggles may not look like a big deal
Share that one real
to
quick, brother.
us.
Right.
You know what I mean? They are a big deal to them.
And if it's on their mind, if it weighs on their mind the way that our struggles weigh on ours, then it really doesn't matter where it is. For them, it is a big deal.
Right.
Therefore, it presents a needed resolution that doesn't always come, which then adds what? More stress and more
Right.
struggle.
And I think that that's important again in thinking that oh, there you go. Dirty
Yep.
responded there.
Yep. That's why I wanted to pop it up. Do you want to read it real quick, Grizz? Go ahead and just read that out, please, sir.
Yeah, Dirty said a lot of service members use their coin as their anchor to ground them, just like you guys experience. Then remember why you received it. It only takes 1% of yourself to change your mind and push.
That's right. And the thing is,
Never will.
yeah, you just don't, my thing my saying to these days, because I take part of it from a film that I love, but never give up, never surrender. And then I add this: always keep fighting. So that I'm ending it. If the reason I say that is the final words are the positive affirmation of what I'm going to do. I'm always going to keep fighting. The day that I quit fighting, truly, that's the day you die. The day you quit learning, that's the day you start dying because you're inviting it to happen. It's why I keep, my biggest thing I've been preaching lately is that you must have constant change. You know what change guarantees? That you're learning something. Look at it. If anything changes, you have to learn something, either a new version of what you knew or how to put up with it, right? Even if it's something you've already experienced, you now have to learn it again because now it's in your face again.
Mm-hmm.
So change is learning. Learning is living.
Well, yeah, and adversity brings about change. I mean, and it brings about advancement,
It brings about the
and
best of
growth,
us. Out
you
of
know.
adversity is where you get innovation.
Right. Well, you think about how do you build muscle in your body physically?
You break down the muscle and
Exactly. You
let
you
it
bring
rebuild.
adversity to your muscles, you
By
challenge
breaking it
those
down,
muscles
what happens? It comes back stronger,
stronger.
even if it's only
Exactly.
by 1%. It's now
Yep.
stronger 1% than it was before. You do this every day, then in 100 days, less than that, technically, if you're doing the true
Yep.
ratios. But, within a couple months, you're twice as strong as
Right.
you were when you began.
And see, and I think that coming trying to come from a good place, I think parents made a mistake and created monsters in effect, in that we
Yes.
try to make a better life for our children. Every generation does
Oh, they're
that.
so fucking entitled.
Well, because what happened? Parents decided to remove all adversity
Right.
from their children's lives.
So now they think that they are just, dude. If you guys don't agree on this, I'm going to come over there and beat you. I'm teasing, but I've never seen a more entitled group of people. Even my 20-year-olds are like, wow, everybody my age and younger is straight up entitled. I'm like, you son of a bitch. I love you, son, but you are so fucking entitled. Like
Hmm.
how can you say that about your own age group when you are doing the same shit?
Right.
You're a fucking, you're literally pot
Tommy,
calling the kettle black.
yo. I
What's up, Tom?
From another mother.
gotta hit it. He said cheers. That means he's hitting the dab right at that
All in
moment.
all
I
the
know him.
time. Hell yeah, man.
Nice.
That's a great one. I like that, Dirty.
that that's
And
never a
I'm a
BS
poker
section.
player, so that one rings true on multiple levels. And what I mean by that is it's not if you truly believe that, if you risk something, right? And there is no reward in this life without taking a risk. This literally goes hand in hand with what we're talking about. If you're an
Yep.
entrepreneur, if you're somebody who's growing weed for the first time, if you do not take a risk, you'll never know the reward of the other side. Number one.
Hmm.
Number one. Number two, if
Now,
you take no risk, then you really are not presenting even more adversity to yourself, a greater
Yep.
adversity. And what I mean by that is risk to me is when you do something and you have given yourself no safety net.
Hmm.
That is all fucking in. And you've got to go all in because now it's either put up or shut up, go big or go home.
Well, I'll tell you, for example, and I'm sure if Dirty's still listening, he'll say the same things. One of the things about being in the military is
Yes, I already know
you
where you're going.
are pushed to go further than you ever
Ever have.
thought physically
Right. And
capable, mentally capable in your life,
every
and
day,
you do it, and you
every
do it, and
day,
you're
though.
shocked.
In those,
You know what I
especially in
mean?
those first, what you say, particularly in those first boot camp, the beginning, it's like every
Oh,
day, whatever you thought you were capable
listen,
of, the next day you're like, fuck, I never would have thought
I
that.
had I had a battle buddy in my platoon in basic, and he was a nice kid. He admitted to me on the second day of basic training that he hasn't done a lick of physical activity in like 5 years. Like he told me all through high school, he got out of gym,
Right. Like he didn't
everything
even
like
do
that.
PE. He didn't even
Yeah,
fucking do
nothing.
PE.
And he literally like, the old cartoon, when they go to flex their muscles and
Right.
their
And the shit
biceps
droops.
sag. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what he looks like, for real, And
uh,
and so
I look like that
fast
now, but that's
forward,
because I've lost weight and I'm 52. So
right? Fast forward, we're graduating and he doesn't graduate because he can't pass the PT test, right?
obviously.
So we were supposed to get stationed together at the same unit. And so I was like, oh, well, that's not going to happen. That sucks. And so, like a year, I'm going to say it was probably a year and a half later, I'm driving through, going on to base one day, going to work, and the guard on duty comes up to me, and it's my old battle from basic. And I said, "Hey, man, what's going on?" And I said, "Boy," I said, "what happened, man?" He failed basic a second time.
Oh my God.
Went through basic a full third time to pass, just to be
And
just to
by
be
that time,
in
he
the
had to
military.
finally be in shape.
Yeah, yeah,
Like by that time,
yeah.
you'd put that dude up against anybody else because he's now
Yep,
at the minimum it takes to be a fucking warrior in our
yep,
fucking team, period.
yep. But I mean, but you think about, and like I said, this was not a kid that, to look at him, you would have thought
Oh, you would have
this
laughed.
kid had the determination to go through basic
Oh, I
training
get it. I
three
get it. That
times.
he wanted it. That
You know what I
that's
mean? Like he
you
he he,
have to
he
want
looked
that
like
shit.
he looked like one of those kids, honestly, who he went in because dad expected him to go in, all of his uncles were
And then
in,
he would leave
that
after
kind
he
of thing.
failed. And you would
Right,
never see him again. He
right.
would literally just be a, what do they call it? A drown out or a flat, whatever it is. But
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and never
A
come back. But
dropout.
because,
Yep.
you know, there's a part of him, and then Dirty's got a message I want to put up here, but I want to say this before we read it. That kind of a guy, dude, that, you literally saw him, and this will give people an idea of what we're talking about. But he went not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, physically. He went from like who Captain America was before the shot to who
Yeah,
Captain
right.
America was after the shot. Like
Right.
literally, I know that he got that. Captain America got it in a shot, but this motherfucker earned it and earned it
Yep.
hard because there is
Yep.
nothing easy about basic. There's nothing easy
Yeah.
about it. And to do it three
And it's just
times to get in, I think he
just to
even
get
like
in.
imagine, dude, that this guy was like, fuck that, because he knew that people are like, that guy's never gonna make it. And he's like,
Yeah.
fuck you, I'm gonna
Yep.
make it.
Yep.
I remember when I was active, hold on a minute, I gotta get glasses to read it from this far off. I remember when I was active, I could
Nice.
land on 80% of the world beaches, or what's BOG globally, or be what is dog, guys? What does that mean?
I don't know, man. I'm high as hell right now.
Okay. Or be bog globally within 24 hours. I imagine that. I know it's an acronym. I'm just not getting it. I'm high as
Yeah.
hell too, but couldn't get a desk calendar on my desk for the life of me. But you know what, dude? Everybody has their skill set at the same time, dude. Everybody has their skill set. That's why, I mean, dude, I love it. Beaches on ground or boots on ground,
Oh,
boots on
boots
ground,
on ground. Right,
or
right,
be
right.
boots
I'm
on
high.
ground globally within 24 hours. Makes sense.
There we go.
Makes sense. But to me,
Who's got the sativa? We need to wake up.
if it matters to me, that actually it brings up a good point, because not everybody is going to be an officer. Not everybody is going to be a guy that knows how to fucking take care of explosive ordnance. Not everybody is going to be a sniper. We have, even in the military, they figure out that's part of what they're doing this in fucking basic is, what is your fucking specialty? Where can we put you that you are going to excel to the best of you? You know what I mean? Because I tell you what I love about the military for that reason, and I almost went in, even right at the end. In fact, there was two I could only join when I was thinking about doing it because I'd gotten too old for the other two. So that gives you an idea of around what age this was. But to me, one of the things I thought was great is that it teaches you how to start something and complete it. Even if you failed basic training, you went through it and completed it. You know what I mean? And to me, that guy felt like he did not complete it. So he was going through it until he truly completed it and got to move on to the next phase. How long did he spend in the military? Do you know by chance?
I'm not sure. We lost touch after that. It wasn't too long after that to where my unit deployed and stuff like that. So it wasn't.
Happens.
Yeah, so and then the after coming back, that unit got split up, and so yeah, it was just a lot of shuffling around during that time period. So, but
I was high as
Hey,
fuck during that time period, if it matters to
yeah,
you.
real quick before I forget to do it or whatever, whoever's still
Do it.
here that happens to follow me on Instagram and everything, thank y'all so much for coming through tonight. Like my phone is almost dead, y'all. I'm not kidding, Spirit. It doesn't even. There's like 12 plus alerts for Instagram, y'all,
That's
for
awesome.
tonight. So I hope it
I
shows some
by the
good
way, dude,
reviews.
please don't ever be mad at me. I don't get on there enough. But
Me neither. I've
just
tried.
to come back full circle where we started, it's all the clicks and all the judgment that bothers me with social media, and I've never seen it worse or equal to other than when I was in high school and when I was in AA and NA. If you know this person or if you don't know this person, it matters if you've got to know somebody. Why? Like, just
yeah,
get to know me for who the fuck I am, regardless
Lay it
of,
out there.
like, you know. And what I mean by that is I've been seeing it a lot with the company I started, and it's like, oh, well, I'll give you a chance because so and so said so. I'm like, so it's not because I told you all these things and how great it was and how other people have said it's great, but it's because this person, yeah. Okay, well, here, go ahead and take it. That fucking bothers me though. I want to hit him in the nose and be like, you're part of the fucking problem, buddy. And you're also
yeah,
Yeah,
part of why my business is not blown up.
yeah.
But you
It
get what
is
I'm
though.
saying, dude. It's a judgment. Like,
Yeah.
you've got to get the okay from somebody else before you move forward. I do. I live on. I don't live on what has someone else told me about you, or even what have you done for me lately. I live on, you're another human being. I'm going to give you an opportunity when I first meet you because everybody fucking deserves that same fucking opportunity. Period.
What
absolutely.
what I loved earlier that we said, Spirit, when we were talking was how we like to not go with the same as everybody. Like if we show up
Right.
and everybody's
I
purple, we're
thrive to
gonna
be
be
different.
blue.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll be blue in the bunch. Like that's just with
I
that
won't
type of
disagree
a
with you just to
stigma being
disagree
there.
with you. I'm just going to be opposite. I want to be different.
See,
Yes, we want there's nothing shameful with that, and that's where society needs to understand that
Excuse
I'm
me.
different than you. You can either take it or leave it, but you don't have to shun me and cast me and say
Right.
I'm nothing because of it.
Right. Especially this, because those people that shun me, I guarantee if you tell me a few of your fucking things, I will shred you. I will shred you for it based on my beliefs, and you wouldn't feel too good about it. But that's not what it's about.
The Joker said
well,
it
and
best.
again,
If you're gonna pick at me, you better make sure you're damn well perfect
Yeah.
because everyone's flawed.
And that's, dude, that goes back to don't throw fucking, don't throw rocks in glass houses for God's sakes. And
yeah,
people do,
yeah.
man, because everybody is either the pot or the fucking kettle. I
Well,
promise
but
you.
and that comes from people who you know put castes essentially on human beings.
They
You
also
know,
put
I'm
emphasis on a
I'm
lot of
better.
certain things. Their emphasis
well,
are, to me, are in the wrong
well,
place, if you will.
that's essentially what a caste system is. Is it's
Cap, you okay?
emph-
I
yeah,
apologize. I didn't hear you properly, sir. Go ahead.
yeah. When and they oh well whether it's money or education or this sport or what have you, they rank people based on essentially how similar they are to themselves
Yes.
in most cases, and
But the thing is,
and that's the thing.
religion and
Instead of
those
just
other ones, they have like,
realizing,
they weighted it though. They weighted. Agree with me on that. A few things have like 20% value versus other things having like 1% value. And I'm saying like religion, job, you
oh,
know what I'm saying?
right, yes, yeah,
Well, I don't believe in that, just so you know.
according to their own, yeah.
Right,
But
according to their
instead
own
of,
personal scale,
yeah,
because you're a
yeah,
janitor and you vote Democratic and you're bisexual. Unfortunately, brother, you've lost like 30 fucking 5 points for me off of the 100, right? Like you're already failing.
or on the flip side of that, you've gained
Right,
300
yeah,
points from
right.
me
Or
because you're
you're
just
just the
stellar,
best.
yeah, so I mean, but
Exactly.
it's one of those things. And if we would just realize that we're all human beings, no one is better than anyone else.
Nobody.
No one. I'm not
Nobody. I
better
don't
than
care how
Same.
you.
much money,
We all
power,
just
God,
have different
pussy.
experiences.
Nobody's better. I don't care if
Yeah.
you've killed 100 men. I don't care if you've saved 100 men. You're not better than me. You've
Right.
just lived a different life than me, and I love you for it, whatever you've done. But I'm not better than you. You're not better than me. And
Right.
only God can fucking judge me.
Fuck
The
right.
thing is, you look at, again, it doesn't matter. The homeless guy on the street,
He's just as equal as
the
me.
guy
He's
in a
just,
jail cell,
dude, the guy homeless
the
is me.
billionaire,
Just so
you
I gotta
know.
say that you brought that up. The homeless guy is fucking me when I was fucking early on in my life, by the way. Like
Mhm.
early on, I got homeless due to and it doesn't matter how. All that matters is I was living on the streets for a time and I know exactly what that fucking means.
Right.
Started out of my car and even that got taken away from me. So then I was straight on the streets, you know.
But you look at, it doesn't matter where somebody's at in their life. They're all humans. They all have the same value,
Have
you
feeling.
know. And that's the thing that we have to realize in the world, and we used to be like that. We
Oh,
used to
dude,
realize,
math was everything. Oh, you're talking
I
about
could tell you,
realize. Oh, yes. No, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I can
I
tell
was
you,
talking about along.
even when I was growing up in the
It was
80s and
different.
stuff,
Yes, I don't care what
you
anybody
know,
says. It was different.
the
You had a
neighbors
lot
the neighbors all
more
treated each other pretty
acceptance.
much the same. I mean,
There was,
you always had that one idiot in the neighborhood. There
yeah,
was
but that
always
was an
one.
idiot. It
And
was
if you
about
didn't have
me.
it, if
Go ahead.
listen, there was always one idiot in the neighborhood, and if you didn't have an idiot in the neighborhood, that's because your parents were the idiot.
Yep,
You
exactly.
know, I
And
mean,
I'll say this, dude. Here's the reality. One of the things that we truly had, and I'm not trying to bring it back to patriotism, but it is a truth. It was more about we were Americans forging forward ahead, and
right.
it doesn't matter. Like whoever won, like, dude, I remember my fucking father when Reagan kicked the shit out of Mondale. He was golfing
Hmm.
with Democrats that weekend, and they were ripping on it, both sides. Like,
Listen,
Jesus Christ, now this guy's acting like, dude. The Republicans that voted Reagan in ripped on him for 8 years.
I was in, if I'm remembering correctly,
I was a kid.
I believe I was in third grade for Reagan Mondale. Okay,
Are you 71, 72, or 73?
76.
Oh, so okay. So,
Yeah,
all right. I
yeah.
was a little bit older than you because I think I
So
was.
but
Family,
I
I do
think I
love y'all.
was.
I have to go. My
All
daughter went
right,
to bed. I have to
peace,
run.
brother.
I love everyone. Thank everyone tonight, but I have to go. My daughter's going to kick my
I'm
ass. I'm
out of
already 10
coffee,
minutes
so I won't
behind.
Peace.
last much longer. Love you, brother. Get out of here.
Yeah,
Love y'all too.
Happy.
love you. But but so but I remember, and this is just the way it was. I remember. Now I didn't know nothing from nothing. I mean, third grade. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. You're 8 years
but
old. Get
I remember me and my friend having debates at the lunch table,
it.
Reagan Mondale debate. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
and stuff like
Oh
that.
man.
Like, but that's how common it was, though.
Right.
That was
It
it was
was,
just
and you know
it was a
why?
normal part of life.
Let me say this. What you were doing, and you know exactly what I'm talking about here, particularly at 8 year olds, you were literally mocking what you heard your fucking parents having
Yes,
conversations with other
yes.
people. That's what you're doing at that age. Like, because then you
Hmm.
feel like, I feel like I'm an adult like my dad.
Yeah.
Talking
Oh
about
yeah.
Reagan and
Listen to
Monroe
me.
today. I don't even know
Yeah.
who Gerard or what her name is,
Yeah.
but fuck it, man. She tried to get to
Yep.
be a vice president.
Yep.
You know, one of the things that I'll say is the camaraderie. I lived in a neighborhood, right? Just to give you an idea. We were in a neighborhood, which I find funny because the neighborhood was literally, it used to be a plantation. This was in South Carolina. So this was a plantation where the original plantation home, I've talked about this in previous shows, existed. That was the most expensive property. And it still had the old slave quarters on it, dude. Like we're
Mm.
talking old school, right? But a developer bought it and put a bunch of homes in for Carolina Eastman. And Carolina Eastman was Kodak, Eastman Kodak's
Mhm. Yep.
plant that they had back then. They were together, and this was where all the chemical stuff
Yep.
was made, right? So this neighborhood was put there just like a lot of shit happened back in the 70s and 80s, I might add, folks. And if you don't believe me, watch Poltergeist. They're living in one of these
Mhm.
type of neighborhoods.
Yep.
Everybody lived there, from the CEOs of the place, maybe not them, but everybody from
Yeah.
chief execs all the way down to guys that signed their name with an X.
Mhm.
And they fucking golfed and did things together. It didn't matter. They all worked at the same company.
Right.
Didn't matter where they were in the company. When they were at the company, I'll listen to you. But our fucking neighbor was my dad's boss. But we hung out with
Mm.
him all the time. And it wasn't like that outside of work.
Right.
And it didn't matter. Like, it just didn't matter what religion. They would sometimes preach their shit. Hey, you should join about. But it didn't
Yeah.
matter if we didn't
Yeah.
go.
Right. Right. Well, and the same thing with political discussions and things like that.
Yes,
People
exactly.
would talk politics, and like we said,
Give me your opinion and I'll give you
disagree
mine.
and get heated. I mean,
Yes, it can
shake hands
even
at
get
the
heated.
yep, shake
Doesn't
hands at
mean
the
that
end of it, and hey, have a
I
great
still love
night.
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Like, just because you made the wrong decision.
Yeah. Well, it's funny
Yeah, I'm
because
just
like
teasing.
I remember I
I
remember when my
figure,
wife.
but just I'll think that in my head sometimes when I'm
Right.
at my wit's
Right.
end. Just because you're making the wrong decision, that's okay, man.
Yep.
I love you.
Well, it's funny because I remember when my wife and I were dating, and our relationship was getting more serious and everything. And she said to me, she goes, "Yeah, but there's a lot of things that we have very different views on, And I looked at her, I'm like, so?
Oh, exactly.
And she's like, but don't you think that'll be a problem? I'm like,
No.
why? I'm like, if you can respect my views, I can respect your views.
You know,
You know, it,
my first one, and it had nothing to do with her political. Like literally, it didn't matter because we had all these other views that we shared. But the woman that I made my first two kids with, literally, we voted identically different. Right, our vote
Mhm.
was completely different, and for different reasons, and never, even today, when we hate one another, let me add, have we ever gone, I hate you because you fucking vote the way you vote?
Right, right.
It was never,
Yep.
that's not why I hate her. She's a
Hmm.
gutless rich.
Right, right.
But I
There's
didn't,
other
even
perfectly
what
good
she did
reasons
to
for
me,
that.
even what she did to me had nothing to do with her political views or her religious views, I might add, you know?
I think a lot of times what happens today, especially
Well, the
in
media is a lot of
in
it,
the
and you know that.
political,
The media is
well,
a
yeah,
lot.
but I think what
Both
happens
sides.
in the political and social arena a lot today is that first of all, we're sold this bill of goods that we have to be part of this two-party system essentially.
Right,
And
which
if you're not part of this
I've
two-party
never liked it,
system,
man. I've never liked that.
it your vote's wasted.
There should be at least a party for each day of the fucking week, and we're guaranteed to have
Yeah.
7 fucking candidates that are all just because then you'd have a real vote.
Well, so then what happens is those parties go off marching in their directions, whatever they're doing. Now, if you're like probably a good, I would say probably at least 60% of
Maybe
America,
more, maybe more.
maybe more, you still believe the way you believe about all the stuff that you've believed, and all of a sudden you turn around and it doesn't matter what party I'm talking about here because they've both done it. You
Yep.
turn around and your party that you thought you were a part of has left you behind
Yep.
because they're out
They
there
have changed. They have
spotting
changed
these
their
new,
views.
yeah,
And the real sad thing, and this is why I said what I said, the real sad thing is they do that. And then you look to the other side, they go, yeah, but they don't have the views that I need either. They haven't opened the certain doors that go, okay, maybe I can vote for this side. That I don't believe. Like, here's the thing, man. And this is the world. Now I get that when I'm talking to a friend, right? Like I'm talking to you now. Let's say that there was a list of questions that made us a human being, right?
hmm
And it doesn't matter what the number is, but let's say there's a list of questions and we both took that, right? Number one, I feel like we would all be well over 70% match every single person. But
hmm
here's my point. If we don't match on that, right? It's not like you can, and I know every question we're either going to agree or disagree, right?
hmm
But at the same time, you can't expect that there's only two guys politically that are
Oh,
going to
right.
speak for the fucking vast
Absolutely.
majority. Like, are you kidding? I need to, and I know they're like, well, that's why you have preliminaries and you vote down to one. No, man, it's
No,
too much
because
power for either
first
party.
of all, it's rigged. First of all, it's
Yep.
rigged
Yes.
monetarily.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The average Joe will never be able to run even probably for a state candidate seat,
Dude, they
let
have to
alone
raise,
anything
you
in the
have to
federal
raise so
government.
much money.
Yeah,
And if
it's
you do,
crazy.
even if you do, you never get more than like 5% of the vote at best.
Right,
At best.
right, exactly. Dude, I'm a libertarian. You know what I mean? I make no bones about it. I'm a libertarian. You know, I want the smallest government that still keeps things in order. You know what I mean? I
Yep.
want the least
And
amount of
that's
laws
fine.
on me and everybody
That's
else. You know
that's
what I mean?
and the
And
thing is, I don't care what anybody thinks, but to me, I think that's completely fine. But I still think there should be four other fucking parties that speak for
right,
a
but
vast
so but
amount of
my
people. That are
point
like,
being though,
I
my
agree
point
with
being though, as a
some of you Democrats,
libertarian,
I agree with some of you Republicans, and I agree with some of you Libertarians, but I don't agree with any one of your groups.
the point being as a libertarian though is that you know I see it all the time in almost every election how the small amount of votes that we get and one of the
Excuse me.
problems is and I just said the Libertarian Party doesn't have as much money as the other parties and
They do
so
not have
when
the
they
money
when
to
they
compete with
slander
the billion
when they
dollar.
slander the Libertarian Party and saying all these crazy things about them that aren't true, well, the Libertarian Party doesn't really even have money to frickin' do any PR to even answer back. You
You
know
know
what I
how
mean?
disgusting it
But
makes
again, it's
me just
rigged that
with
way.
the amount of money that is spent for campaigning
Oh,
like
I know.
that. And
I
you know
know.
what? You know the only thing that makes me okay with it. You'll love this part of it. I think you'll get it. All the jobs that people fucking have, at least from it. That's the only. I see a
Right.
good side to everything, and regardless of
Right.
my beliefs on anything, you have literally thousands of people who are no hundreds of thousands of people who are employed because of campaigning.
Oh,
Period.
absolutely.
They make
Absolutely.
money,
Yeah.
they have a job,
Yep.
and it's constant because
Yep.
they go with wherever the next campaign is. I think that's part of the reason that they ultimately started doing the staggering effect of where, it's not everything one time every 4 years, but
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
year there's different campaigns going on for somebody. Somebody's campaigning
So,
somebody always.
so the only thing just to play devil's advocate here, and I'm not and it's not specifically about this job, but this is something that is a pet peeve of mine only because I've worked with these populations and everything like that. But you know, the same could be said about the people whose job it is to take care of the homeless in our cities all around the country.
Oh,
Yeah, it provides a ton of jobs, but that in and of itself, I think, is a big part of the problem.
right.
If you actually did do stuff to eradicate homelessness, you'd have a whole lot of people that'd be out of jobs. There'd be a whole lot of companies that'd be making a lot less money.
And you have a population of people that what are you going to do with?
Well, no, but no, I'm talking about a true solution to eradicate homelessness. I'm not talking about just getting rid of the people. I'm talking about if you actually went out there, you actually gave people the help they needed, the leg
Got
up they
jobs.
needed,
Okay, so
did the work
they're
I'm
not
talking
put into
about.
some kind of camp or
No, I'm
something.
talking about
You're
you
talking about
actually did the work.
right. So you did the work and it was all
You
gone. It's the
know,
same reason why the war on drugs has never been won or lost.
and the reason why our prison systems are the same way they are.
There,
Do
there's
you know?
certain
Do you know
things
that
that
in
are going
every
to escape.
state? Do you know that in every state that has legalized cannabis, do you know that the largest or one of the largest uh, detractors who didn't want the law to go through
Prison.
in almost every state was prison unions?
Yep. Look at how many. If that happens, I've got to set a lot of people free,
Yeah.
and every
Well,
person gives me a certain amount of money for my prison.
and you got to remember
And you know
a
that,
whole
dude.
lot of
That's how it
states.
works. Like if I've
Well,
got
and a
100
whole lot of
people,
states now allow private prisons.
oh yeah, which to me, no offense, that's even worse, Grizz, because now
Absolutely.
you're unregulated.
Yep.
Who knows what's going on in those places, man?
Yep.
Hey,
Yep.
I got to take a minute because my son, this
Yep.
is so special to me. Um, so last year for Father's Day, my boy, and he's now 9. On Father's Day, he's going to be 10 here in April. So he had just turned 9 when this happened. Number one, he knows one of my all-time favorite shows and one of his, and I'm not kidding. This kid has me put this show on all the time, Grizz. Like he will be like,
Hmm.
"Hey, please put this on. You're gonna love this, Seinfeld." Right?
Mm. Yep.
So my kid, he's even at 9, 8, he was already into it at 8. By 9 years old, he was now asking for it consistently.
Hmm.
And he turned 9 in April, and then Father's Day came, which I believe is June, right? I know it's after my birthday, so I think it's June.
Yeah, it's June. Yep.
Um, Father's Day comes along, and he gets me a um, almost 1,350 piece Seinfeld Lego set that's not
Oh
even
wow.
available anymore. And this was
Mm.
last year, and he did it. This is also this was the first Father's Day after losing Skylar, right?
Okay.
So he's my youngest son. He's just freshly turned 9, and he gets me this 1,300 piece Lego set of Seinfeld because it's something that we both adore and we watch together. So I just wanted to show y'all some of this. This is so you got this is
Oh yeah, look at that.
there's Jerry, and that's where he's doing his
Yep.
stand up, right?
Yeah. Awesome.
There's Jerry. And then next I'll show you here is here's Elaine
Elaine.
with
Yep.
and if you look at what she's got there, can you see that?
Is that? Oh yeah. Very
It's
cool.
it's the goldfish
Yep. Nice.
from the parking garage
The
episode.
parking garage. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
right. Um got to show you. Everybody will get what he's got, but you know who that is.
Oh George.
Come
Yep.
on, it's in.
Yep. Yep. It's the bread.
Yep.
Yep.
I wish he would focus in. He's got the
That's
bread and he's
funny.
got the fishing pole
The
too,
fishing pole.
but
Yep.
it also comes with his Festivus pole.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Very cool.
And then, of course, last but not least, you have Kramer, who's got his
Yeah.
briefcase from his short time when he worked, and
Yep.
he's got his
The
these
pretzels
pretzels
from when he worked
making
at the pretzel.
anniversary.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
And they
Well,
even give you check it out. They
he
even
actually
give you
worked twice in the show.
yeah, they even give you Newman,
Oh,
and he
nice.
has a
Very
pack.
cool. There you go. Package that would never get delivered.
Yep. And yes, he does work twice. And then I got to show you so what they give you that, but then this is the fucking coup d'etat, dude. This is just the shit.
Oh, awesome. Very cool. It's got the stage lights and everything. That's badass.
It's the whole apartment layout, dude.
Yep.
It
That
is
is very
so
cool.
It is, and dude, it's so much detail. Like you've got just little things. And here is the poster of Kramer, the painting of
Okay.
Kramer.
Yep.
Um, right here on the wall in the kitchen is the picture of George when he's nude.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
I mean, it's just, dude, there's so many little things that I was like a true fan. The bicycle, the bicycle's there. The air
Nice.
conditioner says Commando 8 on it. It's
Yep.
just,
What's always struck me as weird is I think it's from the second to the third season. I can't exactly remember, but in his Jerry's apartment changes,
oh, yeah.
and there's never an explanation
The
for it.
first pilot, it totally changes, but that's fair. You're like,
Hmm.
okay,
Hmm.
show one to show two, I get it. But then
Yep.
there's actually, if you watch, there's an evolution of his apartment where they never say anything about it, but it consistently gets slightly changed pretty much every season, starting with 3.
Well,
And
well,
they
I
always,
understand.
you know,
I understand, like, the furniture, the decor and stuff, but somewhere
talking
between, I think it
about,
was season 2 and season
yeah,
3, it actually got bigger. The
yep.
apartment actually got bigger. Um,
And they changed certain things and where, like, if I've watched the show too much, dude, and I'll go back. If you
yeah,
go
me
back
too.
and really watch the seasons again, you'll see that they kept changing it all the way to the end,
Hmm.
right? The final season, was obviously the whatever you want to call it, but um
The trial.
the trial, that was so, I hate that episode as much as I
I
love it.
know. I
It
know.
was it was one of the big letdowns. It was, but you know what?
Absolutely.
Game of Thrones final episode was worse than Seinfeld. It made
You
Seinfeld
think
final
so?
episode not so bad.
Yeah, yeah,
I couldn't stand the Game of Thrones. Like the last I'll just be frank about it. Season 6, or no, I'm
yeah.
sorry, season 7 and season 8 sucked. 1 through 6, incredible. Final 2 seasons, blew it. It
Yeah,
wasn't.
I couldn't get into the spinoff.
Oh yeah.
I
My wife,
watched a
like,
few
I
episodes of
need
the
to try it.
spinoff
Yeah,
and
I
really
tried
wasn't
episode 1.
interested.
It
Yeah,
wasn't. I tried episode 1 and I didn't really want to watch another one, dude. But my wife says
yeah,
it was pretty good, so I was gonna try it one more time just because.
yeah.
I mean, I do have sex with
Hey, have you ever, do you like, well, have you
her.
ever seen the show AP Bio?
No, sir. That sounds
It's
like it
on,
might have real. Like, is that a docu series?
no, 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 no.
Oh,
It's a funny show. It's a funny show. It's on Peacock. If you've got Peacock, look up AP
I do.
Bio. Dude, I think you'll love it. It's about a, guy who was a Harvard professor and did something wrong and got fired to the point that no other university would hire him. So he's back in his hometown of Toledo, Ohio, supposedly teaching AP Bio to high school kids.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
and
Dude,
basically
go ahead. Keep going.
the crux of it is he doesn't teach them bio. He uses them to take revenge on his enemies. It's hilarious.
Right. That's awesome. Now that's a good twist. But regardless, even though everything else you like, if you have Peacock, watch The Holdovers, and it's a movie with Paul Giamatti. It's a
Okay.
Christmas movie, but it's really good. It's actually up for movie of the year.
Oh wow.
It's up for
Wow.
Oscar movie of the year, right?
Okay.
So I'm telling you, dude, and I had no idea of that until well after I watched it. So that did
Yeah.
not sway me. I watched it because I love Paul Giamatti. Just so you
Okay.
know. But my voice is done, and I'm gonna go
Yeah.
eat. I love you, brother. Thank you so much
Love you
for
too,
coming
man.
on tonight.
Peace.
I
Good being
always love
here
the
again.
conversation. Yes, good to be here. Good to have you again. Good to be back on. Today is Saturday the 3rd, so I
Yep.
should be probably back for everybody who's watching. I should be back on probably Monday if all goes well. I'm trying to feel it again. So everybody have a wonderful, blessed weekend. Grizz, you have a particularly wonderful,
Peace.
blessed weekend with the family. I love you. And
Love you too,
I
brother.
will give everybody a Adios as I play this little, and I'm going to be gone at the end of it, and so will Grizz. We love you guys. Peace.
See it. Peace.
I switch hit, I'm a strange fuck. Consist on ain't something I could say well. Throw my change into the wishing for a change well. Wish a day is swell life for the next come. And when the next come, pretend that it's the best one. Like I ain't even gonna try and say that to the next one.